Good evening. Okay, I'm so excited that we are having a team call. This is kind of the renaissance of team calls. So just some housekeeping things first before we get into our storytelling audit. I want to kick off this new season of momentum with kind of the basics. We'll take it back to the basics. And of course, this is being recorded, so you'll have it forever and ever, amen. And then your new coaches that you bring on can watch it too. So our housekeeping items are, number one, I am doing a gift card giveaway this month. If you listen to all 4 national wake-up calls, I will put your name in the hat. Of course, this is the honor system. I'm not going to know, but I trust that we have good-hearted people on this team, and you will only submit your name if you, in fact, have listened to them. So that starts tomorrow. Don't miss that. And you can absolutely listen to the recording. What I want to know from that is what your biggest takeaways are, your ahas. And of course, they're important because they keep us connected and engaged and keep us in the know with current things. So that's first. Second thing, we will be doing these team calls on the 1st and 3rd Sundays of the month at 8 p.m. Central Time. So 8 p.m. typically is my bedtime, but I love you, so I know this works better for a lot of people. Majority rules, I won't always be able to accommodate your times and your schedules, but hey, we'll record and we'll spread the love. The third thing is I want you to know that as we harness this momentum, especially with our promo codes, feel free and please do screenshot me your messages and your conversations, and let's help get people going, because I'm not sure if these promo codes are going to last, and we want to take full advantage of them. So we want to get people who have maybe been on the fence about it in and getting their results, changing their lives. We want to use these to the best of our ability and also create big momentum in our business too. So without further ado, let me share my screen and let's go ahead and talk about storytelling. So we're starting with storytelling. You might be wondering, well, Bree, why didn't we start with how to invite or our why or whatever you're thinking? And I'll tell you why. It's because our story is what defines us. It's what sets us apart. It's all we have, right? Like everybody has the same bod and the same products, and you know, if somebody wanted to go buy something, they could get it anywhere, by any Shakeology, you know, even on Amazon, which is terrible. But our story is what's going to set us apart. It's what's going to help us be attract our tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and it's through our story. It's what helps people connect with us, trust us, and you know, people only buy things from people they know, like, and trust, right? You've heard that 100 times. So we really need to get good at crafting our story. It's a skill, and just like anything that we've ever learned, whether it was going through nursing school or becoming a parent or becoming a pet owner or getting married, like those things that you endeavored to do took learning and practice and honing skills. Yes? I got Jericho with me. Say yes. So your story and how to share it. Of course, I'm Bree Kloss. I'm the Diamond Coach, founder of Live on Purpose Tribe. So I love this. Write your own story, be your own hero, speak your own truth, live your own dream. And that's what we're doing, right? We are not looking at the road behind us and where we've come from, but we're looking forward and where we're going. And we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and looking at who we want to evolve into, and we're showing up as her already. So it's all in our hands. The big thing that I'm going to touch on is how to actually do this. So you might notice some of my posts I'll get hundreds of likes and several comments on. And I want to help you be confident when you're sharing your story. And it does take a big leap of faith. And I promise you, when I heard somebody say, it was at Platinum Presenters Conference in Texas, and when I heard one of the speakers at the conference say, the part that you're most afraid to tell is the part that you need to be sharing, I was like, oh no, I'm not down with that. And I was like, F that, pretty much. And I really ran from it for a long time. Plus, let me give that a little caveat. If you're not all the way through the hurdle, you're not all the way through the hard thing yet, you probably shouldn't share it. It's more of retrospective, like we're looking back, we are wiser now because we've survived this tragedy or this heartache, or, you know, we really royally screwed up or whatever it is. And that's like behind us, and we can look at it comprehensively and share our wisdom and insights. Do you follow? So who are you talking to? You really need to get clear on this. Who are you talking to? Is it, you can talk to yourself, like your younger self. Those posts of mine do really well. Like dear 21-year-old Bree who never wore shorts in the summer. You can write a letter. You can type your post or craft your post in letter format, like you're writing a letter to maybe your spouse. And it's things that you don't say often enough, or it's things that you've learned from him or her that have made you a better person, or, you follow. I like to write letters to Jude and talk about how my unexpected, unplanned pregnancy really saved my life in a lot of ways, and how he continues to save me because he is a very aware child and he keeps me accountable to things that I say I'm going to do. So who are you talking to? In some of your posts about health and fitness, you might be talking to busy moms. I talk to nurses a lot because I am a nurse, and I totally relate with having all those temptations in the break room and not really having enough time to stay hydrated and those sorts of things, being on your feet all day. And then at the end of the day, all you want to do is eat a large pizza all by yourself. Oh, just me? This is huge, huge. If you are in the middle of a trial or something kind of that's testing your strength, it's not, something kind of gritty and things aren't going so well for you right now, you can talk about it. I mean, it's your business, your social media, you do you, boo. But remember to position yourself as the victor, that you're going to come out on top. You have to spin it to win it. I hope you're taking notes. If not, you're going to go back through this recording and take notes. You're going to spin your words in such a way that, like, yeah, life is a shit sandwich right now. Like I talked about my brother's full-term baby dying and how it was just on, and it just seems like grief. But I know that it doesn't last forever. And I ended that post with, we can feel those feelings. We need to feel those feelings. It's natural and it's human, but we don't stay stuck forever, right? So remember that people follow leaders, and leaders use their struggles to rise up. We use those struggles as rungs on a ladder, and we keep climbing. Yes? So this is straight from Cody Jefferson's training in recent past, talking about pain points. So pain points for me, and I'll reference my stuff a lot because I do feel like I get good engagement on it, and you can then go reference certain posts and you can see what I'm talking about. So I will talk about my journey for like redefining myself after my wine habit. And I'll talk about how Jude's dad's in prison, and I'll talk about my parents being divorced, and I'll talk about things like just real life situations and scenarios, my dad dying, big events in my life. Those are pain points. Those are things that have shaped me into who I am now. So write that down. Pain points are things that have shaped you into who you are now. And then you take that topic and you run with it. So you want to walk them through a journey, and you want to walk them. Maybe it's the day that you looked in the mirror and you looked at yourself and you're like, I can't live like this anymore. I can't believe I let myself get so out of shape or unhappy or whatever it is, whatever made you want to sign up for this very journey. Maybe that's your pain point. And you talk about how, I remember for me, it was my button. I couldn't button my pants. I had to loop a hair tie through. And I was actually too broke to buy new clothes. So I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And I bought some really old Beachbody videos, really cheap. But where there's a will, there's a way, right? And that was where the whole thing started. And here we are now. But you walk people through, like, how did you feel? What did you know had to change? Or in hindsight, what did you learn and you didn't even know you were learning? I hope this is making sense to you. So you use those pain points to help them feel the emotion. Like I just said, it should paint a picture, and they're walking right alongside that story with you. So this is straight out of the New Coach Manual. If you don't have the New Coach Manual, please shoot me a message and I'll make sure that you have it either PDF or a way that you can print it out. And this is how to craft your story about becoming a coach or getting involved with Beachbody whatsoever? Why is this business? Why are these products improving your life? How did they change your life? So you always start out with like, prior to getting started, or before I found this, before I found my superfood shake, before I found the online accountability groups, that's my thing. I was on again, off again all the time with my own journey. And it was because I was doing it alone. And then thank God Stephanie found me, and I was like, what? There's online groups? Like, why didn't I know about this? And from then on, like, it just, I was like in it to win it. So before I found the challenge groups, I was getting so frustrated with myself. I didn't have anybody to bounce ideas off of. I didn't have a place where I could ask questions about healthy food or get recipe ideas or inspiration. And I kept stopping and starting and losing ground. And then, you create the Me Too's in that. You can see number 2. You're showing people like, hey, I was there too. I've been there before. And that's why I talk a lot about substance use and, being a person who once drank just ridiculous amounts of booze, and also somebody who struggles with smoking when she's stressed. And like, I talk about that stuff that's like, some would view your skeletons in your closet. I talk about that because other people are going through it too. And they might be intimidated if they think we're perfect. They think they have to be perfect in order to be in our group or be on our team. That's not going to create that trust and it's not going to tear down that wall for them. You understand? So I really believe that skeletons lose their power once you dust them off. You bring them out of the closet and dust them off. Some people might call it airing your dirty laundry, but if you are good at crafting your story, you will be able to help people see that hey, if she can go through that hard shit and come out on top, I can too. That's the whole point. So then I'll let you read and do this exercise yourself, but you're going to talk about then after I started Shakeology and I joined the accountability group, of course, I lost my last 10 pounds and I got in the best shape of my entire life. I had a 6-pack and I didn't even know that was possible for me. This is the girl that used to joke about running. If you see me running, you better run too because I'm in danger. I always said that. And then at the end, you create a call to action. So if you want to lose your last 10 pounds too, then shoot me a message or then comment below. If you then blah, blah, blah. If then, there's a lot of that in how we post our stories and how we talk to people. I'm moving fast because I want to be judicious with your time. So you go back and pause this recording and take notes. So 3 E's. Engaging. You want to engage people. Your posts, when you post, let's just put this out there. Some ground rules. Quit sharing other people's posts. Make all of your posts your original post because that's going to drive more organic traffic to your sites. And when you share somebody else's post, you're just driving traffic and boosting their affinity. Follow me? So you want to, even if it's a screenshot, you can be like, hey, I stole this from whatever. Give proper credit, but make it your own original post because then when people share your post, it's driving traffic back to your profile. So you want to be engaging. The algorithm always changes on social media, and I don't pretend to know how or why. I just know it does. And so you want to make sure that you're showing up in people's news feeds. And one of the best ways to do that is to have interaction on your posts. And one of the most fun ways to do that is to ask questions. Like you can ask, it can be so basic, guys. Like, what's your favorite toothpaste? What's your favorite vegetable? Which is harder for you, eating right or working out? Oh, that's a money post. That is huge because then every single person that comments on that, you go in and you start a private message chat with them. And you know that we have the solution for both. We have nutrition solutions and working out solutions, the accountability and the motivation to keep them on track. And so you can help them undoubtedly. So engage your audience. Empower them. This goes back to that victim versus victor positioning. You are always going to be empowering. Life isn't always sunshine and butterflies. Hello, that's why I shared that post about me sitting at my grandma's gravesite and me being sad because it's real. But at the end, I empowered everybody who's ever been afflicted with death and grief and depression and anxiety. I empowered us all by saying, hey, we're in this together and we're not going to stay stuck. So you empower them by encouraging, by creating that sense of me too, or we can do this, and together we can do this. So it's wording. If you need help with wording, I absolutely will help you. I love it. This is like one of my favorite things to talk about if you can't tell. And then entertaining. Hello, people love to laugh, and especially in the middle of the work week, or in this day and age, there's all this other societal conflict, and there's enough stuff around us to bring us down. You should be that person lifting people up. Your profile, your MO, it should be when people are scrolling, you're the one with something that makes people want to come back for more. Okay? So I love a good laugh. I love cat memes. Like whatever, corny stuff, I'm all about it. If it makes me like belly laugh out loud, I'll probably post it in some way later. You can do like #FridayFunny, or like anybody else geek out like me, and create that sense of community and camaraderie, but make it entertaining. Something funny your kid said, something funny that happened to you. In my stories the other day, I looked down, I was getting my oil change, I looked down and I had recover all down the front of my shirt. And I was just like, are you kidding me? But that's my life. And so I'm sure it's entertaining for some, because they're like, it'll give them a chuckle and they're like, oh yeah, I do that too. Okay, maybe 4 things. Encouraging. Empowering and encouraging are kind of the same thing to me, but if you want to break that down into little subcategories, that's where I'm going with that. So your story is you. Stop putting product names, links. If you have that you work at Beachbody, or you're a coach at Beachbody, get that off your profile. You are why people are going to come be in your accountability group or on your team. It's because of you. Like I said in the very beginning, everybody has access to all the same stuff. So they don't buy goods and services, they buy relations and stories and magic. And I so believe that. Here's a book suggestion if you haven't gotten there yet. The Go-Giver. Just type it in, The Go-Giver. It's like David John Mann and somebody else. It's 2 authors. And then you'll totally understand that. Okay, where are we at? How to write copy. Okay, so I kind of alluded to this in the beginning. When you start writing a post, hook them in. If your very first thing is not engaging, not interesting, kind of run of the mill, people are just going to keep scrolling. That's what people do. I think the quote is, or the statistic is, we have 3 seconds to catch somebody's attention, if that. So you can ask a question, ask like a daring question, like, have you ever felt too fat for your swimsuit? You might be like, oh my God, that's so in your face. But yes, it is in your face. It's going to stop them in their tracks. They're going to want to read more, right? Polarizing statement. Cody Jefferson made a really good post at the beginning of the year, and he's like, it's New Year's Day, all the fat people are in the gym, and right away people, your guard's up and you're like, what is this bastard? And then he went through and talked about how he was glad to see people of all shapes and sizes in the gym, and he just hoped that they would still be there come March 1st or whatever it was. But that was a polarizing statement. You kind of, once you gain more confidence and you really find out who you are, why you're doing this, where you stand, what you want out of life, you will spread your wings a little bit more, and you'll be able to make bold statements. People don't want vanilla. You don't want to attract everybody. You want to attract the right somebodies. Let me say that again. You don't want to attract everybody. You want to attract the right people. Your people need you. I truly believe that cliche statement, your vibe attracts your tribe. It's so true. So, my people are not your people. And I recently had a conversation with a different life coach, and I asked how I could encourage or support her. She asked me the same. And I said, honestly, if you know anybody that I can help, send them my way. And she's like, well, those people would be in my market too. And I'm like, not true, because your story is different than mine. So not everybody's going to relate to my story about having son's dad in prison, or being a reformed alcoholic, or, parents who were divorced and had domestic violence in the home. Not everybody's going to relate to that. Just as I don't have a story about infant loss. I haven't lost over 100 pounds. I don't have certain health ailments like PCOS or whatever. You get what I'm saying. We all have different facets to share. And so your polarizing statements are just going to bring those people to you, those people that connect with you on that deep level. And we already talked about letter format. We already talked about pain points. And then as Cody Jefferson says, the pathway to paradise. So that's that basically that final paragraph or 2 or 3 sentences where you are showing them how they can rise above, showing them how they can achieve those goals, just like you did. You worked through some shit, now you achieved a goal, right? So your whole post is like bold statement, question, whatever. Talk about what hurts, what sucked, how it felt, like get descriptive, how shitty it felt. Maybe you cried yourself to sleep, whatever it was. And then at the end, you're like, but here's what I found that helped me or that worked or that was the tool I used to get out of that scenario or whatever it is. That's your pathway to paradise. Make sense? People don't care about your success until they've heard your struggle. It is so true. If you show up as Fitness Barbie, they don't care. They don't care because they're not going to feel comfortable coming to you when they accidentally ate their whole house or when they didn't work out for a week because honestly, their depression and anxiety just got the best of them. So we have to show up as real. Don't be afraid to be yourself, okay? It might feel like nobody's supporting you. It might feel like nobody's watching you. And this kind of is apropos, but if your profile is not public, I want you to seriously consider that. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I would say seriously consider that because people can't find you if they don't know your store is open. So your social media platforms are like your storefronts. And if your stuff is only, if it's set to friends only, number one, when people share your amazing content that you're about to start creating, it's some people won't be able to see it because they're not your friend. So you want people to be able to see your stuff. You want people to be able to connect with you. You want to create that open invitation. Does that make sense? So if that wigs you out in some way, do a little research, find some common ground. Maybe some of the posts that you think are going to be real eye-catching, real motivational, deep, inspiring, those posts you set to public, but you have to let people know that you're open for business. Okay. Before I write this down, like before I joined as a coach or before I became a coach, before I joined my online virtual gym, before I found my superfood shake, pick one thing I'll do before I became a coach. I was really insecure and definitely struggling with my relationship with money. I was a mother of a 2-year-old. So you don't have to say like what year it was, but paint the picture. When was it? So that would have been like 7 years ago when I signed up. I was the mother of a 2-year-old. I felt so stressed out and so burnt out because I cared what everybody thought of me. I didn't have any money to live the way that I wanted to be living. And I felt like I was spinning my tires. I couldn't imagine a future where I was living presently and felt relaxed and at ease in my own skin. It was affecting all of my relationships, especially my finances, because through my insecurity, I overspent. I was a compulsive shopper, and I thought having the right clothing and accessories would make me likable, and people ended up seeing right through that. Coaching is so much more than just fitness and nutrition. This tribe of people introduced me to something called personal development, and I started reading books about how to develop my character, and I had no idea that self-help books could be so effective. I learned how to be confident when sharing my story and my truth, how to be myself in social situations, and how to #live on purpose is how I would write that out. I know this isn't scripted. I'm just doing this right now. So fitness, sharing fitness, identify your results. So whatever happened, emotional results especially. your confidence, your energy, your health. A lot of times if you do side-by-sides, look at your eyes when you're sharing those, because in your before picture, you probably just look not happy. Just try it and tell me what happens. Think about how you felt before. We've already talked a little bit about this, how you felt during. So what was the breaking point for you getting started on your health and fitness journey? And then in the beginning, was it really hard? Was it shitty? Was it shitty to wake up early? Was it hard to eat, your whatever, cucumbers and hummus while other people were eating donuts, whatever it was? But you stuck to it. And what results do you have to show for it now? And then how can you help them? That's your call to action at the end. If I could help you lose 20 pounds, would you be interested? Comment below. If I, would you? If I could help you get started tomorrow, would you be interested? If I could help you save money on your solution for results, would you be interested? Or, if I could provide you with a foolproof eating plan and a 3-week program that would help you lose 10 pounds, would you do it? I can do it all day, folks. So please use and abuse me. I will help you with these conversations. Okay. So I just jumped the gun on that. If you're promoting a program or product, if I would you is your mantra. Okay. So then when somebody engages on these posts, we're creating these really awesome social media posts. We're engaging, we're hooking people in. They're paying attention to what we're doing. We're getting our results. We're feeling good. We're looking good. We're living on purpose. And then they're like, what are you doing? Do not blast them with a link or blah, 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 whatever. Like, don't drop product names. It happened to me just very recently where I kind of didn't form this person enough and really get to the bottom of what she needed, what she wanted, why these goals were important to her. And so she went off and looked up the information on Shakeology herself and then came back with this just grounded belief that it was too expensive for her. So the real goal here is to start engaging and connecting, to open up conversation with your people so that you can A, get to know them better, B, really find out what they need, what they want. As a nurse, we assess the problem, assess the patient, we assess the situation, and then we diagnose, and we give little nursing diagnoses. If you're a nurse, you totally get it. But we then evaluate that, oh, okay, so you have a problem with nutrition. You think that working out in the morning is hard. You say that you need more motivation, and then boom, 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 we've kind of mapped out, okay, this is what they're telling me, this is what I'm hearing, and these are the solutions. So asking the questions. Remember, when you're asking questions, you're the person driving the conversation. And you want to drive the conversation because this is like marketing 101, sales and marketing. Like, you controlling the conversation is going to direct it. And am I running out of time? Maybe I'm talking a lot. Whoops. We can direct the conversation and keep them focused on what they need and what they want and why they're wanting this. It is a sales tactic, but I'm going to next slide show you how we're not slimy. Okay. We want to hook them up with the right product and program. We want them to get results. We don't want them being like, hey, I'm going to do Fix Extreme when they haven't worked out in 5 years. You know what I mean? Again, I'm going to reiterate, you are not Beachbody. You are you who happens to love what we do. Okay. So don't blast the programs and stuff all over. So how to be heart-centered and make money as a coach. I was really excited to make this slide for you. The Go-Giver philosophy, like I referenced that book a little bit ago. When we help people get what they want, we inevitably reach our goals. And this is true as coaches too. We're building our teams, right? And I want to help you be successful because I want you to have an $800 a month. And I want you to have that freedom. I want you to be financially free and not have that money strain or whatever it is, freedom of time, blah, blah, blah. I want that for you. I genuinely want that for you. So does that make me a slimy salesperson? No. I genuinely want people to feel good and confident and happy in their skin. I want them to feel strong. I want them to feel like a mom who can keep up. So I want to help them get that. Yes. And in return, then I make some money. Good times. Be honest always. So when people ask about, price or time commitment, or if it's coaching, I lay it all out because guess what? You're not the message. You're the messenger. You'll hear me say that a lot, but this is their decision. And you know what? Some will, some won't. Who cares? Who's next? If they're not ready, no means not right now, but we got to move on because our people are waiting for us to help them. Okay. If we got hung up and cried about somebody who told us no, if Stephanie did that the first time I told her no and didn't ask me again, none of you would be here. Right. So assess their wants and needs. And when they're like, well, how much does it cost? I'm like, well, that totally just depends on what you want and what you need. If they want to start base level and, just do fitness, they'll soon realize they need a nutrition solution too. The GEMS personalities, highly, highly recommend you get familiar with that because we all have different communication styles, obviously, and different personality styles, obviously. And so sometimes personalities really jive, and sometimes you can see why maybe conversations are a little bit trickier. For me, it's those emeralds, those people that need facts and figures and details. It exhausts me. I'm like, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. There's going to be prizes. Let's go. And the emeralds are like, oh, but wait, how much time? What time of day? Blah, blah, blah. And they need all of those things mapped out. And that's just a difference in personality and communication. But knowing and identifying a personality style helps me communicate more effectively with them. So when we know how to communicate with our audience, the magic starts to happen. You really start to attract your tribe. And guys, I really just want you to know it is not wrong to want to be successful. That's not bad. Success isn't bad. Earning an adequate income is not bad. It doesn't make you a bad person, because I believe that our team uses our own money to bless the lives of ourselves and others. And when you can have all of your needs met, hello, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, when you can have all of your needs met and you are living in abundance, don't you show up as a little bit different person, not stressed out, maybe a little bit more compassionate, maybe a little bit more easygoing? So please remember that Success Club points and volume and commissions, they all represent the lives that we're changing. Success is not bad. It's not a naughty word. And I want you to be successful. If people like you, they'll listen to you. But if they trust you, they'll do business with you. So let's start crafting our posts and showing up on social media in a way that creates trust and connection. And I promise you, things will change for you. And of course, the academic in me has to cite my resources. So I referenced Cody Jefferson's Embrace the Lion Focus Training, the new coach manual. Like I said, if you don't have that, then I will help you download that, and then the story template. Thank you guys so much for your time. I am very glad that we got to spend this time together. I'll get this recording up and go back through, take notes, and please let me help you with your conversations. Let me help you with your posts. And I'm here for you. Love you all, and I will talk to you soon.